Good morning, Sunday Schoolers. This morning, before we begin our lesson, let's take a look back at the past few weeks. 3 weeks ago was Palm Sunday. People were praising Jesus, waving palms, and placing them on the road as he was riding into Jerusalem. That Friday, those who were praising him hated him because his power seemed to be broken. Jesus was crucified on the cross, and his body was wrapped and placed in a tomb. 3 days after he rose again, Jesus began to appear to many people over the next several days. Now, last Sunday, you heard about doubting Thomas, and how once again Jesus appeared to him and made him a believer. The story continues today as we hear about
the road to Emmaus. 3 days after Jesus died, Cleopas and his friend were walking slowly down the road to Emmaus. They were walking slowly because they felt very sad. Why did Jesus have to die, they wondered. After a while, a stranger began to walk along with them. The stranger was really Jesus, but Cleopas and his friend didn't know it.
"What are you talking about?" the stranger asked. The men looked at each other. "Are you the only person in town who doesn't know what just happened?" they asked. They told the stranger what had happened to Jesus. "Jesus was a great teacher," Cleopas said.
"We hoped he was the one God promised would save the world, but instead, he died on the cross. We took Jesus' body down into a tomb. This morning, our friends went to the tomb, but Jesus' body had disappeared, and there was an angel there instead. And the angel said, 'Jesus is alive.' But..."
"Stop being silly," the stranger said. "How many times do you need to hear this? It was God's plan for Jesus to die and become alive again to save the world."
By now, they were almost to Emmaus. Cleopas invited the stranger to stay for dinner. During dinner, the stranger picked up a loaf of bread, broke it, blessed it, and gave each man a piece. All of a sudden, Cleopas and his friend recognized the stranger.
But then Jesus disappeared. Cleopas and his friend jumped up from the room and went to go tell the rest of Jesus' disciples that Jesus was really alive and God kept another promise.